Okay, hey everyone, and welcome to the last part of our mini training series. And this piece is going to be all about duplication. Okay, and what I want you guys to hear very loud and clear is that this system has been exactly the same since I started building my business 8, almost 9 years ago. It has not changed. Literally, just the graphics have gotten updated to look cuter and to be more stylish, and, not so clip arty. That's literally the only difference in the last 8, almost 9 years in our onboarding system, in our duplication system. So I want you guys to know there is not some secret sauce that we're holding back that we have not told you about how to onboard a new VIP customer, a new brand ambassador, to grow your teams, to do all of that. It is literally the same thing that we have been doing for years and years and years and years. But here's the difference. You can't just do it sometimes. You can't just do it when you feel like it. You have to trust the process. And if you follow, I can guarantee you, okay? If you follow this process with every single person that comes on as a new VIP customer, you will start to grow a team. You will start to have duplication. Not only following this when you have someone who wants to do the business, right? This is for literally every single new VIP customer that is coming on. So I want you guys to all put in the comments, I will not pick and choose. I will trust the process. Okay. I want you all to say that with me. I want you to say it to yourselves. I want you to type it out. I want you to put it on your whiteboards. I want you to put it on a post-it note. Okay. You're not going to pick and choose the pieces that you want to do from this. You have to do the whole process. Okay. And you have to trust the process. I will go ahead. I'm going to just shoot the graphic right now in the Energy Bus Momentum chat that we have so that you guys can kind of follow along with that. Um, but it is literally the same thing, okay? So when you have somebody that comes on and they order the products, whether they are just a customer or they want to build a business, okay, you're going to add them in to your closest jewel page, okay? We have the Wellness Co. Some of you might have other jewels that have other pages. That's totally fine. Use those, okay? If you don't have a place to land, me, my mom, and Alita, we all kind of merged into the Wellness Co. We all used to have separate pages. Now we have one diamond page. And so add them into that page, okay? And when you add them in, do not say, this is our team page. Welcome to the team. Say, I just added you into our community resource page. That's the way I like to say it. Because outside of somebody who is actively building a business, sometimes when you say things like, welcome to the team, and they're like, what did I get myself into? Funny story about this, okay? When I ordered the products, I only ordered them to take the products, not to start a business. Okay. I was doing another business at the time, and my mom added me into the team page and she did a welcome post, which you guys all need to do, right? Add them into the page and do a welcome post. And I saw that and I rolled my eyes and I was like, what in the world are you doing? I didn't say I was going to build a business. Why are you throwing me into this page? I was annoyed. Okay. So if you've ever had somebody who's like, why did you add me in there and do a post? Blah, 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 blah. Every once in a while, you'll get one of those annoying people. That was me. Okay. That was me. So they could be your next diamond, right? Or they could remove themselves from the page and get very annoyed. Either way, it could happen, okay? But we still follow the process. If somebody bucks the system on one of these steps and you have a bad experience with somebody, that doesn't mean that you don't follow the process. It just means they're a one-off, okay? It's totally fine. It's going to be okay. You're going to survive and your business is still going to thrive. Okay. So I was annoyed, but I got curious. This is why you add them in, you guys. I got super curious about what was going on. I started checking out the posts. I started seeing those posts that said, Your commissions are posted. And I started seeing what people were making in the comments, and my jaw about hit the floor. I'm like, How are people making this? These are people that I know, right? Like, I know they're not lying about it. I'm like, Oh my gosh, I know these people and they're making this kind of money. Then I started getting really curious, and there were calls kind of similar to this and different mindset calls and things like that. And I would jump on the calls quietly. I'd have my camera off, I'd just be listening. And I started liking what I was hearing. I thought the training was fantastic. I thought it was amazing. Again, I still wasn't raising my hand saying I want to do this business, but I never would have checked out those Zooms. I never would have, seen those posts about how much people are making if my mom had not followed what Alita said and added me into the page, okay, and done the welcome post. So, in the post, it does not have to be some crazy elaborate thing. It literally can just be how you know this person, right? And what some of their health goals are. And then you just let them know what this page is about. I have a little blurb that I kind of just copy and paste at the end of all of them, just letting them know, like, hey, this is our resource page. We do giveaways. This is a great place to find out information, just kind of letting them know. When you add them in, I also, as an extra step, I like to send them the link to the page because sometimes invites get lost on Facebook. Let's just be honest. I mean, I've had people who wanted to join the page and they couldn't find it. Okay. So imagine somebody who doesn't want to join it and isn't even looking for it. So just sometimes taking that extra step can be helpful. So go ahead, copy the link to the page, send them the invite, say, hey, I just added you into our community resource page, or however you want to phrase it so that it just sounds less, I don't know what the word is, but that's just the way I like to introduce it. Okay. It's not going to make it or break you depending on how you introduce the page. Okay. It's just sometimes when we give different verbiage of the way we say things, it's because statistically speaking, we have just found that certain verbiage tends to work better for most people. Okay. So we're not saying it's right. We're not saying it's wrong. We're just saying we always want to give you a higher probability of success. And these are things that we have found to be successful. So don't listen to some of the things I say and be like, well, I don't say it exactly like her. That's fine. Say it exactly how you would say it. That's very you. Okay. You don't have to change that. I'm just sharing how I do it. Okay. The next thing is you want to ask them for a shout out on Facebook. This can be a post, this can be in their stories. It doesn't matter the way that you do it. Okay. There's so many different amazing examples of shout out posts. And listen, the shout out post does not mean that somebody is going to go silver off the shout out post. What it means is that they are letting their audience know that they are starting this gut health journey and they're tagging you in it because it's helping to promote your business. And that's how you share it. Like when I have somebody order, I set the standard when they're ordering and I say, hey, all of my customers give me a shout out on Facebook. If I sent you over what to say, would you post it for me? Most people say yes to that. Okay. That's a very like non-invasive way. They don't want to be the odd one out. If all of my customers are giving me a shout out on Facebook and they're the only ones who aren't, they're probably going to say yes, just based off of peer pressure that they don't even know is happening, right? And so that's just the way that I phrase it. However you want to phrase it. Another thing you can do is you can ask them you can ask them to host a wellness event. Right? That's another avenue. So you can ask them if they're, if they're like uncomfortable on Facebook, stuff like that, they could invite some personal friends to learn about it. The point of this is to help just kind of try to get it out there that this is something that they're doing, right? And if they say, there's all different kinds of kickbacks that they could give you about doing a shout out post. But really, what it comes back to is you saying, hey, this is really going to help me grow my my business, thank you so much for supporting me. They already ordered products from you, right? They know you run a business, and so they are there to support you. So bring it back to that, because most people are willing to help, right? They're willing to help you out. So that's just another way that we have found to have some more success with that. This is another step that's really, really important, is put them in a three-way chat with your sponsor. And do not say sponsor. Please, for the love, do not say it. We are all friends here. Okay. The person that you ordered Plexus from, that you're going to put them in a chat with, that is your friend. That is not your sponsor. That is not your upline. That is only weird lingo that we know in this industry. Nobody else cares. Sponsor, upline, whatever. Okay. Just say friend. We are all friends here. Okay. If you want to accelerate your business, not only do you put them in a three-way chat, but you get them on the phone. You do a three-way phone call. And with every single one of these steps, the quicker that you do it, the quicker that your business is going to grow. If you do all of these steps within the first 48 hours, I can pretty much guarantee you that your business is going to pick up speed. It's going to pick up speed, right? But if you take a week to do this, if you take 2 weeks to do this, you're lollygagging. So, yes, you might be doing the right things, but you're not doing it with a sense of urgency. If you really want to ramp up the momentum, you need to have a sense of urgency behind what you're doing, and that this is going to determine the speed and growth of your business. I truly believe that one of the only differences between me and a lot of other people, and how I grew so fast, is that we were doing these things quickly, and we were training our people down to do these things quickly, and we were on top of our people to make sure that they were doing these things quickly. Okay, so it was like there was urgency everywhere that we went. Okay. So you want to get them in a three-way chat. You want to introduce them. Your sponsor, your friend is going to share their story. They're going to ask questions. You're going to tell them a little bit about the person that is taking them, what their health goals are. Okay. Get them on the phone. That's really going to be the best. It can be a quick 10-minute phone call. But next best is a chat. Okay. Um, the next thing that you want to do is you want to make sure that you are sending them instructions on how to take the products. We have getting started graphics. We have them in the album on the Wellness Co. It goes through all the different products. You just send it on over. It has great tips about hydration, detox, all the different things that are in there. Send those over. We also have different videos that you can send about how to take the products. I will drop a video that I made a little while ago, because it had been a very, very long time since I had made a video like this. And I'll send that in there. And it just kind of talks about how do you get started on your products. I would encourage you guys, make your own video that talks about how to get started on the products. Remember, I was making training videos and videos like this before I was even gold. Okay. I was just watching what other people were doing. I'd take notes and then I'd do my own, because I'm like, well, if they're emerald and diamond and they're doing this, then I should be doing this too. Right. So make everything your own. Someone who does a really great job of that is Alicia. She does amazing videos. And so just literally take a video that you love that somebody has done and just make it your own and do it yourself. Sometimes I found that videos can just be like a really quick way to set the expectation of how to take the products, what it all looks like. Um, you know, and so just that's another tip for you. Okay. Then you want to make sure that they have their subscription set. Now, a lot of this is easier because, and we're gonna have something new coming out, not the perks, but when you create a cart for somebody, a really simple way to make sure that their subscription is set is you set it when you make the cart. Okay, now I have had people who've undone it. I've sent it to them and they've undone the subscription and they've put it to a one-time purchase, and that's okay. You're going to have that. Okay, this is not a foul-proof thing. I'm not saying that every single person follows exactly what I'm saying all the time, but that is a really simple way. When you're making the cart, make it for the subscription so that it's going to go through. Okay. Because remember, consistency is really important for people. Letting them know ahead of time, our cells tend to regenerate every 60 to 90 days. That's when people are going to start having their breakthroughs, right? If they're not ready to order for at least 2 months, if not 3, then they really shouldn't be ordering the products. Okay. Um, I forget the exact statistical number, but it's pretty close to this. If you have somebody who's ordering 3 products for 3 months in a row, I think it's like 80 or 85% that they are still going to be ordering products a year from now. That's incredible. So those first 3 months, I want you guys to hear me. Those first 3 months are really, really important when it comes to customer care, when it comes to onboarding, when it comes to duplication, when it comes to all of those things, because that can really set the stage. If you get somebody who's loving their products for the first 3 months, they're probably going to continue. I mean, I still have some customers that have been ordering from me for 8 or 9 years because they love the products so much. So don't skimp out on that part. That is also really, really important. Um, and then lastly, you want to make sure that you are talking to them about finding an accountability partner, and referral bonuses that they can earn. And yes, this is for people who have said that they just want to take the products. Okay. So I let everybody know that they can make around $300 by referring 3 friends to order the same way that they did. How does that sound? If they give some kickback to that and they're like, oh, I don't really want to do that. Okay, great. Let's find you an accountability partner. Let's find you at least one person, because you're going to have higher chances of success if you're doing it with somebody else. Okay. So you start off with the higher and then you kind of back down. Okay. Just you see where they are at. Um, and again, there's going to be all different kinds of resistance that people are going to give you along the way. But when you follow this process, right, you're doing a few different things. Okay. You are exposing them to all of the things that we have to offer on the Wellness Co. You're getting them involved in the community. You're plugging them in with your sponsors so they're hearing more stories. They're getting third party validation. Okay. They're seeing kind of what this is all about. Um, they're getting good education on how to take the products, what to expect, what that's going to look like. And then they're learning that they have a free referral link. They can earn money if they want to. Maybe they don't want to right away. That's okay, you guys. I started for the products for like 4 to 5 months, and then I finally went silver. Okay. So you're gonna have those people, most people, I would say, come into this for the products. It is very rare to have somebody come into this for the business, okay? It's such a small percentage. So you got to think part of your job in bringing on your new VIP customer is to drip, okay? You want to keep dripping, keep giving them exposures. Jen Hawkins had talked about this in a video that she did or training with us, that you're trying to get to move the person to the next seat. Okay. So get them moving to the next seat. Get them moving to the next seat. There are going to be people who are going to come in. They're going to be at different paces. Some people are just going to walk, meaning they're going to be the people who just want to take the products right now. They don't really want to share. They don't want to do any of that. While I would love to get everyone to at least fast start silver, that doesn't always happen, right? But I set that as a goal because it's important, because if you have money in somebody's pocket, they've already had a good experience with Plexus, right? They sign up that first person, they get money. Now this month they're getting paid the next day. Okay, so they're already having a good experience. So you want to keep that good experience going. And then you're going to have other people who they are going to want to run. Like they're going to come in and they're going to be ready. They're going to be excited. They're going to want to do this, right? And you match their energy, right? You follow all of those steps, and then you have somebody who really wants to share, who really wants to do this business. That's when even more of the duplication starts happening. But these basic 6 steps, these ones are followed for every single person. That's how, okay. I mean, I think we have down to like, I don't know, level 11s, 12s, all that kind of stuff. I mean, it's crazy when you look in our back office just how many levels deep that it goes. But I want you to know that it started out, right? We all had to go silver. Every diamond that you know had to go silver. We followed these steps. We got people to share. Then they got those people to share, and they got those people to share, and they got those. If you are only bringing people on and no duplication is happening, you aren't getting any builders, then you really just have a job. You are not taking advantage of network marketing and the residual income that has the potential, right? You're doing addition when you add level ones, but you are doing multiplication when those level ones are adding people and then those people are adding people, right? And you think about that starburst effect, that's when that multiplication is happening. That's how you're growing your team. And a lot of that has to do with vision casting and continuing to vision cast with your new VIPs and repeating to them over and over and over again, right? The things that you see in them, making sure they have a good product experience, because most of the best builders that we have come about because they had a fantastic product experience. So they came in, they had health issues, they had fantastic results, and then they were like, you know what? Yes, I do want to share. I do want to grow a business. I want to help other people. So many times you hear, I was going to stay quiet about it, but I can't stay quiet anymore because I've had XYZ results. I have to tell somebody. So that is a huge part of duplication, building this business, and really not getting frustrated with people if they're not following all the things that we're saying right away, right? Like if they're giving you some resistance on the shout out poster, they don't want to host a wellness event, or whatever it is, just keep loving on them, keep helping them have a great product experience, bring them into the community. I can't tell you how many times we've had people come to us and say, like, I want to build now because I experienced community for the first time with you guys. Okay, so people are going to stay because they're having great results with the products. They're going to stay if they're having a great community experience. And then you add money on top of that. You guys, that is absolutely fantastic. And you're going to have people who are loyal, but you have to keep sharing the vision, right? That's a huge piece of this, is keep sharing what's possible. Keep sharing with them, okay, let's try to get you that $300, right? Like repeating it over and over and over again until the timing is right. You never know what's going to happen in somebody's life that all of a sudden is going to make them pivot and be like, I need this money, right? And they know they have a real opportunity because they've been hearing the things that you have been saying. So don't lose hope on that. And don't say, I'm not mentioning this one more time to this person because they keep saying no. Don't do that. Don't be that person. I promise you, the duplication is going to come and people will catch the vision, but you can't lose that hope and you can't lose that vision yourself. You just have to keep sharing it, keep sharing it, keep sharing it, and eventually the right people are going to catch on. And here's the other thing, you guys. You might have somebody who comes on and all they ever do is go fast start silver and find 3 people, and that's fantastic. That is amazing. You might have people who come on and they just add one person. That's great because you know what? That person that they add might be your next jewel, right? You never ever know where it could be. And I love sharing this story about Brittany and Victoria. They didn't even know each other when they got started with Plexus. Okay, they're both jewels. Brittany signed somebody up, who signed somebody up, who signed up Victoria. Okay, we got on the call with her. We started sharing. She had done lots of other network marketing things. She was not going to do this at first. Her husband did not want her to do this at first. Okay, and those 2 other people, they ended up dropping off. And Victoria was Brittany's very first jewel. She's her level 1 now. She is her biggest leg. And that came through 2 people that they didn't even know. So it is possible. That's why having somebody add, don't ever just say, oh, they just add just one person, because that one person could lead to one other person who could lead to a jewel if you are tap rooting and you are involved in your team. That's really where the magic of the duplication happens. And so as you're having people, pay close attention to your back office and see, okay, who's somebody who just converted to a brand ambassador? I see these new people who are coming in, and as your teams are smaller, it's easier to keep track of this, right? But you can go even on a very large team, you can go in your back office, you can see who's adding, who's a new brand ambassador, who just upgraded, who's doing all of this. And the more that you are involved in those details, and I'm not saying micromanage, okay? I'm not saying take the lead on everything. I'm saying just be involved and knowing what is going on. is going to be really helpful. So, those are just some of the basics when it comes to duplication, when it comes to onboarding a new VIP customer. And I'm telling you, I mean, I literally went and searched because I was like, I know I have a post like this from way back when. And I found a post from 2018 that is literally these exact things. Because I was like, how do we condense this? I know that this is the system that we're doing. I need to put it into a graphic. I need to type it up into a post so that everybody can follow. And I had all of the things that are right there in one place. Okay, so that was a lot of years ago. And we've still been cycling through the exact same system because it works. So repeat after me again. I will trust the system. Okay. I will trust the system. I will not pick and choose. So I'll send some of those other things that I talked about in the chat about the video and all of that. But that is just the basics of duplication, of onboarding somebody new. So take all of those things, go back, and if you haven't done those things yet for the new people that you've added this month, it's not too late to start, right? Maybe it wasn't the first 48 hours. That's okay. Go back through, check the list. Here's what I found. The things that you avoid on that list are usually going to be the needle moving things that make you feel uncomfortable, right? You're like, oh, I don't want to put them in a chat. Oh, I don't want to get on the phone with them. Oh, I don't want to do that. Okay, so when you're avoiding those things, then your business is not going to duplicate, right? And it's not going to grow. So follow all of those things, no matter how uncomfortable it makes you feel, because you might end up with a diamond on your team because you added them into the team page, even though they were really annoyed that you did a welcome post. Okay. So just keep that story in mind, trust the process, and let's keep building. Bye, guys.